Hello everybody and welcome to another Team Fortress 2 gameplay, and today we're going to be playing some good old Goldrush. I absolutely love this map, and today I'm going to be joined with Mucking Fidget. Big shout out to him. I asked him if he wanted a shout out and he said he only wants a little shout out, so I'm going to give him the biggest shout out you can get. So shout out to him. Sorry if that was a bit crackly down your ear. I know my microphone's bad, but I am on the path to getting a new one. But this engineer spot, this is how you get there. So you set up your dispenser on that cliff, and then you jump on here, and then to place your teleporter you have to jump up and then place it. And once you're there, you are then allowed to go behind the gate. And behind the gate is a very ambitious spot, and you know me, for my engineer spots I have some quite crafty ones, and this one isn't a dual engineering spot, but as with every engineering spot, you need a strong team that is willing to help. And I asked for the help of Mucking Fidget. He was kind of a pie bro for me, spy checking around, and also my team was very keen on helping me, so that really helped me, because this spot is very hard, it's very ambitious, and because the teleporter goes behind the gate, make a note to your teammates saying, don't take my teleporter, but do it in team speak, so the other team can't see that you've got a teleporter. And the wonder or the greatness of this spot is that it's so good, because they don't know there's an engineer because they haven't seen an engineer on first point, and basically when they come around this corner it's just going to be a surprise to them. And you'll see where I set up, I do change my sentry round, but that's only for the course of time to set things up faster, but that's later on in the video. And what I wanted to do in this video is, while I'm setting up and there's nothing interesting to talk about, I am going to shout out to my subscribers. And I have some subscribers that regularly play with me on this Wireplay server that I'm on now, and it's a Badwater, Goldrush and Upward map rotation, and I do welcome you to play. You are free to play and join me anytime, and I would love to keep playing with you guys, because I know it's just great to get to meet some of my subscribers in person in a game and just play with them, have some fun or whatever. And hopefully eventually I've started building up like a little bit of a family of just like regular people, and they will just come in servers with me when I ask them if they want to play with me, and they will join. And it's kind of fun because you get to all go on the same team and you'll get to rip the other team and things like that. So hopefully over the course of this YouTube channel we build like a little family, and we all go in servers together and just have some fun and mess about, or just play seriously and absolutely destroy the other team, which is always fun to do. And the gate has now opened, and this is where I was kind of a bit scared really, because there was no enemy, not enemy, friendly people joining in on this teleport. And I said then to them, take my teleport, and people soon start coming through. And I also upgraded it to level 2 as well, because you really do want to keep people coming through the teleport, and they will start streaming in, and I do get like a ridiculous number of teleports by the end of the game. And you can see where they hold, and it's really funny because even though this sentry spot isn't guarding the cart, which is kind of unorthodox for an engineer spot, because the cart is very essential and without protecting it you will lose, but because the magic of this spot is basically you will plant your sentry here, and this is basically to back up, protect your teammates. It's not actually to kill the enemy, because I get very few kills with this sentry. It's basically to guard your teleporter and guard your dispenser, and your teammates they're allowed to go out and harass them down this long corridor. If you know the map, you know what I'm talking about. This long corridor which they cannot touch, and that long corridor leads to the main path into the carts, and that's why this sentry doesn't need to be on the carts. And this is where I place my sentry from now on, because it's a lot quicker for me to get upstairs and downstairs, because if I need to jump upstairs and maybe hit my teleport or something, which I don't do because it's in a very nice and snug spot, then I can quickly get up there. And also it's a lot closer to my dispenser, and it's actually worse than the stair spot that it was on before for taking out enemies. But I've realised very quickly that I didn't need to take out the enemies, I just needed to protect my teammates and give them a fallback spot of a dispenser. So as long as that dispenser's level 3, they can get healed up faster and they can go out faster. And it's only a matter of time before that corner is just a permanent, it's kind of like a spam spot where everybody just walks around the corner, spams, gets hit, comes back, heals, then rinse and repeat. So it's a really great spot, and it is kind of hard to get up to. I mean, I usually fail it sometimes, but it's mostly the dispenser is the easy part. You put the dispenser down and there's like a slight raise where it'll go up, and then you jump on top of your dispenser and walk along those guide rails, and then you have to jump at the window, and there's like a small ledge that's not visible, but the more you practice the more you will get used to it. And you do need to jump to put that teleporter down as well, and like I said, do urge your teammates to not take the teleports. But this engineer spot is very it can surprise a team, which is why it can work so effectively, because there's very few things that you can do in Team Fortress 2 that keep the game fresh, because it's quite an old game and a lot of things have been used. But you'll find that if you sometimes use these unorthodox sentry spots and don't go for the main ones, that you sometimes can do even better. And this is definitely one of my best engineer gameplays, and it's a very solid defense. And I know I don't get a lot of kills with the sentry, but it's not about that. And I do go down, but my team is so strong, they just help me. They air blast them back, they push them back, they hold the corridor, and by the time I've spawned, I'm ready to go back, and this level 3 sentry teleport takes me right there. So yeah, but I cannot stress the importance of having a strong team for this one, and it was kind of scary at times, because if the team do get through this long corridor and they start pushing the carts, then this sentry is kind of useless. So you are relying on your team to keep, even if it's just spray out like for 5 seconds, is keeping the enemy distracted, and they're not going to want to ignore that, because as soon as they start ignoring it, they're going to realise that they're getting shot from behind. And again, I go down here and I think I'm going to lose everything, but the level 3 teleporter, if I was looking in the screen, 2 enemies spawned through it by the time that they had got upstairs, and that was just enough to take them out, and thankfully it stayed up, and that was the closest I think I ever came to taking defeat in that spot. And like I said, it is a very ambitious spot, and I kind of panicked here and just slammed a sentry down, and again, I didn't need it, because look at my team, they're already poking down, and you do need to get that dispenser up very fast, because the sooner your teammates can heal, then the sooner they can go out and harass again. And thank God my teammates cooperated. I mean, without that, this spot is just useless, and there's so many players that in a normal game or just another game will just ignore this and not help me, but thankfully they were smart and they cottoned on that this was actually a solid tactic, and it was a very harassing tactic, not even letting them cross the halfway point, so they couldn't even get, they were trapped basically in the first half of the map. And also spies as well. I think this is one of the hardest spots for a spy to penetrate. The best way to do it is to get the teleporter and come down, but apart from that, it's an absolute cluster of people in this corridor, and even with a dead ringer they're not going to get through, because I'm here 24/7 and I know spies. I play a lot of spy, and it's just not going to happen for them. There's only one spy that ever got through, and he just literally went down without a shout. And yeah, Mucking Fidget, he actually took him down really fast. And that guy's name, Mucking Fidget, it's actually a word play. If you take the first letters and swap them round, you'll realise. But anyway, I decided to push here because I saw that my teammates had an Uber. I decided to push very fast, and this smart heavy, he took a lot of damage for me, and I'm very grateful for him to that. And this spot, it was very close at times, but the Uber gave me just enough time. And the reason I did this is because that I thought by the time they've taken me down, there's not going to be enough time to push the cart no matter what they do. And that was correct, because this spot, I think it did go down, but by the time they had got it down, the enemies were back and they just couldn't cross the halfway point. And I put it very far forward because I wanted it to reach the back of that wall, because otherwise I would take a lot of spam. And I did take a lot of spam, but it's nothing, because I just had my enemies. They were stood behind the my friendly teammates. They were stood behind the sentry and they were helping me out. So yeah, like I said, a very strong team reliant engineer spot, that's what I'm trying to say. So here it goes down, and that was with an Uber and about 15 enemies, but they still don't even take it down. And that's because my dispenser, look at that, it's just healing them round that corner. They are free to spam, and by the time that and look, I'm back already, and I can put my sentry down, and there, they can't beat me again. So they've got 50 seconds left, and it's pretty much game over. So hopefully you'll try out this spot, and hopefully if you subscribers keep playing with me and keep joining my team, then we can maybe do a tactic like this together and just see how much we can actually destroy the team, because it's a very damaging tactic, and I picked up a lot of points for engineer. I think it was just for the sheer amount of teleports. I can't actually see because the writing's so small, but I believe it was like 30 or 40 teleports, which for a Dust Bowl game, which is usually very short, is pretty huge. So it's coming to the end of the gameplay. So thank you for watching, guys. I'm still very glad to be making videos again. Give me a shout out on what you want to see next, and also don't forget to join my Steam group, ask me questions, etc, etc. So have a nice day, and I will see you later.